we're doing Coachella.
Oh, wow.
So that's
That's
that.
huge. Yeah. Hey, it's Dhruva for Enemy at the JagerSoho space with Sampa The Great. She just cut 2 songs straight to vinyl.
Yeah.
What was that experience like?
That was an interesting experience because that's just live and you have one chance to do it right and to capture the energy of the room that you want to have on vinyl. But it was really fun. I'm with a group of people who work well under pressure. We just like goof around, laugh, and then, you know, do what we need to do.
Have you done something like it?
No, that was the first time to do it live, and like guys were about to cut to vinyl.
Yeah.
But it was really nice. I enjoyed it.
Nice.
Yeah.
And 100% of the profits are going towards...
They're going to SOS Children Orphanage in Botswana. So, you know, I took a lot of time to talk about home during my album. And, you know, when it comes down to it, there are a lot of people who don't have homes.
Yeah.
And I know, you know, as much as I want to go home all the time, even at home, there are people without homes. So I thought it was important to, you know, provide resources for those at home.
You recently performed in Zambia and Botswana
Yes, I
as well.
did.
How
Not
was
in
that?
Botswana.
Not
I haven't Botswana not yet, and they're mad at me because you know I consider Zambia the place where I'm from because you know my parents are from there, my relatives. But I was raised in Botswana and spent most of my life there. Went to school there, and so my friends who are from there, like, okay, so. You're gonna completely forget that you were raised here, not do a show. But I thought Zambia was really important to start off there first. Obviously, my cousins and all my family are there, so I performed. It was amazing, a bit scary just before I went on stage because I knew what it meant to me to perform at home. But after,
especially for an album that talks so much about home and coming home.
Exactly, and just everything has come into fruition now. I left home being like, I want to be an artist. I couldn't even say it out loud, and then finally going home as an artist, and people are actually at the shows buying tickets. Like, okay, this is real. That was my this is real moment, regardless of everything else that has grown from Sampa The Great.
What was how have you found the reception to the album?
It's been beautiful. There are some, you know, think pieces that are a bit harsh. I know it's a broad topic, though. I didn't do this album with a full stop at the end of it. And I'm also discovering things subconsciously. That's why I'm not going to write anything. Also discovering things about myself through my album. So I didn't expect it to, you know, just provide what I needed to provide and leave it at that. So I'm glad that people have received it well, and that, you know, some people, they live the story that I said in the album. They are displaced. They do feel like they need to go to a home they've never been, and some don't have the connection. For a minute, I felt displaced myself. And so I think, you know, it's a story that sometimes we're too embarrassed to say out loud, but a lot of people connected to it. And yeah, I'm glad I was able to. It was therapy for me as well, but live, like everybody got to see, you know, me at my most vulnerable, and I was comfortable with that. So I'm glad that it was received well.
You've taken the album to different countries around the world. Have you been back to Australia?
Yes, I have. We did our first showing of this album when we did the Red Bull show that we did, and I got to choose people who were supporting. So I got to choose Tandiso Mazwai, one of my, you know, biggest inspirations from home. One of the first women I saw just go on stage in her cultural garb and be like, okay, this is who I am. I'm going to sing in a different language. And, you know, you don't understand it, but you're going to feel my presence. And I thought that was an important bit to show, especially at a show where I was reclaiming my identity and being like, guys, this is who I am. We're going to do a full song in Bemba. And you in Australia who've never heard me sing the full song in Bemba are going to just listen and embrace that there is this bit of this person's identity that I get to know and learn. So it was beautiful.
And you've previously told me that, you know, the Australian industry really made you out to be an outsider. Yeah. What was it like going back with the return and like coming with the triumphant return?
Yeah.
Really?
For me, I felt whole. And I know it took a minute for others to be like, oh, okay, this is another bit of herself. Or, you know, it was interesting, the bits of, let's say, final form that people took, like the Black Power bit. And you're like, okay, saying Black Power. And just like, you're not getting what I'm trying to say. But I think for me, it was finally being like, I've addressed this. I've told you guys that this is where I'm from, and I can finally say it out loud on a big platform like my album. And And at the end of the day, if you have any other, that's your bit. I've actually told the full story without, expecting you to say my story for myself. So,
were you in Australia during the bushfire crisis?
Actually, not when it began. I was at home, so it began around, I think, November last year. I was at home for Christmas, and then I came through when it started getting really intense. I was actually in Melbourne when, the air quality started getting really bad, and it was really bad. And so I left in between, and, I'm going back after. And
how have you found your community's response to that? Because I know you have a very politically active community.
Yeah, so the music community, the music industry have been putting on shows and bushfire relief events that have been really dope. I think one of the most important things that have come to light is that, the people who had nothing or whose homes were stolen before are even more affected after. And it's important to say that regardless of all of us being affected by the bushfires, we also have to look at the people of the land and see if they're okay, because, it is their home and it was stolen and now it's being burnt, and the psychological effects of what that's doing, at least to the people who I know. So I thought it was important to be part of a bushfire fundraiser myself, which we're doing February 26th, and we're raising money for, First Nations fire relief and so on.
So in Sydney, Melbourne?
That's happening in Melbourne. Max Watts in Melbourne, and it's important to show that we actually do care. Besides, we know the government has been doing what they've been doing for a long time when it comes to First Nations, so it's interesting to see people band together, and sometimes that's what crises do, which is, we don't want to wait for a crisis to see that the community can actually band together, even the one outside your own. But it's been beautiful to see people come together.
Are you angry at the government's inaction around the fire?
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, it's,
That's all you can say.
That's what I can verbalize right now. It's disappointing, makes us angry, it's sad, and, these are people's lives at the end of the day, and to see people throw that to the wind for money is always saddening. Yeah. But
and what do you have coming out this year? I know you're going to hit this question. Any new albums and songs?
There's been 19 good songs. I don't think that, I'm ready to release another project. Even JJ, who produced the project, is like, what are we doing this year? I'm just like, no, you need to chill. There's been a lot that has been released mentally, and, there are things that I'm also still deciphering myself from the album that I think I need time for my spirit, and then I'll see where in life I am to express more of myself. But I don't think, let me not say it out loud, who knows, I make music all the time, but for what that project took out of me, I think I'd need a bit more time before I release another project, but we'll see. And then we have festivals coming up. We didn't go all around the world with the album, so we're hoping to go do festivals.
We're
going to India. First time in India. We're going to do a festival. We're bringing some of the band from Australia who are super excited. And it just reminds you the opportunities music can give you and the places, you never thought you'd be. We're going to Italy as well. It's just like, okay, these are things that in my small place at home, I was like, wow, it's a nice city. Okay, cool. I enjoy my life. And music has allowed me to go to these places, so I'm excited.
And you're doing a big US tour as well, is that right?
We are doing a US tour.
Going back to Glendale?
We're doing Coachella.
Oh, wow.
So that's
that.
Huge. So that's that. We're doing Coachella, which is, it's really, first Zambian to do that.
It's really exciting.
It's exciting. Yeah. It's exciting. It's still festival season. Last year was really intense with festivals, but I think this year around it's going well. So that's cool. But more festivals. Hopefully expressing myself in different avenues now. Poetry, been interested in writing a poetry book. I think I've said that. And we'll see what other avenues, but nobody's going to the studio for an album anytime soon, for now.
For now.